Once again, you already know what it is, and you already know where you have reached the number one up and coming collaborative professional wrestling podcast anywhere in the world. This is Hubbard Wrestling Weekly. This is Everything Pro Wrestling, and collectively, right here on the EPW channel. Thank you, Conrad. Appreciate you, my brother. This is Clash of the By God podcast, and boy, oh boy, do we have some stuff in store for you. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. He's back. He's definitely back. I admit I was real fired up about it, real excited about it. But then I woke up and reality started to set in. So, oh, yeah. I'm going to start by saying that Conrad Cushman is my friend. He is my friend. He is my brother. But tonight is not going to be anything pretty because what I have to say is going to make this man really, really upset. It may make you upset, but you know what? You're still going to love me because I'm going to speak my truth. And Conrad's going to speak his truth. And collectively, we are going to speak our truth. So with that being said, let's have a good time. Let's have a controversial time. But let's have a wonderful time because it's the week after Thanksgiving. We're officially on the countdown to Christmas. CM Punk is back. Randy Orton's back. And there's only one thing left to say, and that's Conrad, my brother. Don't hold this against me tonight. Drop that thing.
You're not going to take this smile off my face tonight. Folks, welcome to Clash of the Podcast, episode 65. This is where Everything Pro Wrestling and Hubbard Wrestling Weekly connect to talk about all the latest and greatest in professional wrestling, if you will, daddy. And we will be talking about Survivor Series tonight. We will be getting into the fallout from it. Things that even happened on the show. There's a lot to get into. This is going to have some WrestleMania Royal Rumble implications, and I think we could even get into some other business implications that it will have. It shall be interesting, but let's get into the folks in the chat because we interact with them. So if you hear your name called out, or if you're listening on the audio version, these are people who are in the live chat, and you are more than welcome to come in as well. Bring your respectful comments into the Everything Pro Wrestling YouTube channel. Come on in. Come talk some pro wrestling. Sir Quills is in the house. Your boy Sir Quills is back to enjoy my two favorite bros, CJ and Hubs, for episode 65, Clash of the Podcast. I've been waiting for this. Let's get to the chopping this fable. He said for a PLE that had a grossly underwhelming card, Survivor Series was surprisingly good, LOL. But that was mainly due to the delicious bread of the crap sandwich, the men and women's war games.
Chloe, I appreciate you.
By the way, we had a few noticeable returns, so let's not waste any time with that beginning, said Conrad Sean. Chat, what do you want to talk about? We'll get into that, I promise you. Ray says, happy Monday, guys. Hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. I did. I enjoyed myself. Wonderful. There's tension on this chat right now. Really enjoyed Survivor Series. Great show. Big fan of Cody's. What is this? Cody's at the moment. So enjoyed his team getting the dub. Plus, one of my all-time faves, Orton is back. And that ending was insane with Punk. Terrell 317 says, dang, I was hoping to be a guest today with Conrad and Sean. I forget to ask in advance. Me and my family were highly upset. Once, I think it's supposed to be once again, WWE disrespected with Cody with him. That's what I say. Your guy Will Gamble says, in the words of the great Lauryn Hill, it's funny how money changes situation. It can change. It can change, all right. Vinny says, happy Monday, rough weekend for my Buckeyes. Good one for my Steelers. God bless y'all.
God bless you too.
God bless you too. Let's see here. Giants beat the Patriots. I love it. Jets lose first Friday. Friday Night Football, terrible. Bills, gosh dang it. Don't start about no Buffalo Bills. We got cheated out of that game.
Well,
I don't care.
I'll say something to you that actually we are on the same page about. The Bills were my AFC Championship pick. I don't know what's going on with them. I'm so sad.
No. Because now we're about to get our head coach fired because of stuff that happened in that game.
Right.
And I don't know how someone had a still photo, Sean, of that horse collar tackle. Did you see
Right.
it?
Oh, I saw it. Yes,
And they said, guys, on this play, did you know Josh Allen was the one who got a 15-yard penalty? Crazy, fam. Crazy. You get a fumble, we would win the game in overtime. Oh, no, that's not a fumble. Same play in a different game. Fumble.
Yeah.
No consistency. Yeah. The NFL makes me sick. It's rigged just like Raw. I'm done. I'm through with it. I don't care what anybody says. Get consistent calls. That's what happens when you bend your back for Tom Brady and forget to update your rules. Yeah, I know you're in the chat, Derek. Will Raw hit 2 million viewers tonight? Monday Night Football still on. Y'all. Come on. Joel says CM Punk is back at WWE with the super chat of $2. Joel, thank you.
Appreciate that, man. Good evening, everyone. Hope your Thanksgiving was great. I'll be one of many eating crow because CM Punk actually returned. M. Leezy Fo. She's I'm gonna eat some crow right along with you, my brother. But man, do I have some things to say, bro. I am telling you, I got caught up in the hype just like the rest of the world. But then I put my thinking cap back on, and boy, do I have some thoughts. Oh, the honeymoon.
Take it off.
The honeymoon is about to be over, baby. The honeymoon is about to be over. It's time to get back to reality.
It can't even start. I'm interested to hear this.
It started.
Tazzy in the house. What's going on, Conrad, Sean? How are you guys doing? And what's up, party people? What up, Tazzy? Welcome. Appreciate you. Tazzy did a watch along. He had a huge stream actually for this show. So much props to him. I was in the chat in the beginning showing him some love. This is good for business, but man, CM Punk is such a hypocrite. Man.
Vinny, I'm going to have you on this show. Either my show or our show because I like the way you think. Oh, keep going, Conrad. Let's get through this because I'm ready. Oh, sweet mother of God, I'm ready.
Woo! DJ, if this chat is any indication, we are going to have one wild night. Happy Monday, y'all. I hope you are doing well. I have 3 interviews lined up just today. Wanted to share that good energy with you.
BJ,
much love, BJ.
Appreciate you.
Hold on, Rob. I'm on that long haul home from the sweet Georgia. Wait, where is this, Rob? I'm trying to select it. There it is. Sorry, Rob jumped up in front of everybody. I'm on that long haul home from sweet Georgia. Still got to go back and watch War Games and won't be able to listen live, but here's a WWE Network subscription on me. I wish we had the WWE Network. And, of course,
that's what a wonderful between was it Doug?
That was Rob.
Rob and
Joel,
thank you guys, man. That's real good Lord. I'm in war mode right now, but that touched my heart, brother. Thank you.
I appreciate it. Rob probably also owes me this money because he said he was going to call me back like 3 times and didn't, but I won't mention that until he gets home. But I definitely owe you an RKO. Don't even ask why I did it. It's just going to happen. This was the warning. Remember that someone clipped this, 848. Pro Wrestling Shoe says, he's back. Let's freaking go.
PWS, I like it. Oh my
God. OU Punk last under Survivor Series. Over under Punk last till Survivor Series 2024.
I will. Gamble, talk your talk, brother. I've been waiting.
My family. I'm going through these still. Terrell, me and my family believe the only reason WWE signed Punk because this confirms Rock to AEW. Otherwise, why? Rock's not going to AEW. All his video packages, everything for The Rock is highlighted in WWE. His family is there. He has no reason to go to AEW. Unless he is told to by his movie producers, Rock ain't going to AEW. The pot was unmatched, Pro Wrestling Shoot says. He only got a pop because it was his hometown. Watch the other cities boo him. Oh my goodness. Where are we here with these? I wish I looked like Randy Orton. Dude is jacked. Yo, Randy Orton did look. He looked these. Crystal Stout. I hope I'm saying that right. Can't wait to hear what you guys are going to say tonight. Thank you, Crystal. I appreciate that. I didn't know the last name, but now I know who it is. Once you said you know who that is, right? Now I know who it is.
That's Chris. That's my Chris. Chris, appreciate you, sis. Thank you so much. Love you.
Much love.
That's my dog. I appreciate her, man. She's really a good friend. God bless her.
Look at that. Yes. See, I know that. I can say that one. Punk always comes back looking great. Hopefully he doesn't age like he did in them AEW runs. There's D saying, yo, my guy.
Appreciate you, brother.
Jocelyn says, watch both debuts. AEW's crowd was a lot louder.
Agreed, Jocelyn.
More time off, too, in between those, to be fair.
Okay. Yeah.
Punk looks like he got out of a toxic relationship and started drinking more water. Terrible. Look in my eyes. What do you see? There you go. That was the best I could do for you. R-Truth is back, too. I roll from me.
He's a Hall of Famer in my book. I don't care what nobody says.
Oh, yeah, he probably is. But, I mean, we're talking about hypocrites around here. I mean, do we really want Conrad to dig into people's past about being hypocrites? Because there's more than one on here. There's actually a lot. But we won't get into that right now, too, if we're going to play that game. But Gomar says...
We're going to divert from what we're talking about.
No, we're talking wrestling, right?
Keep going, Conrad.
Okay. Say that whataboutism crap to me. No, if it makes sense, I'm gonna make the point. And there's other people who said stuff about this company that they work for now when they left. Oh no, they're this, they're that, and they're back there now. What's up? So I'm just letting people know that there's stuff you could look up for them too. CM Punk, that is literally the definition of polarizing. That I will not disagree with. Kyra, did you order your shirt? I did not order the new CM Punk shirt that came out. That one's, I feel like that's not the real one yet. Anthony Slade said, hey, what's up? The man is back. Welcome. I'm loving it. We're talking about CM Punk. I'm just looking for something new. B-Boy Skyline in the house. I'm late to the party. Are we talking about the return of R-Truth? Go away. Stop. The Madden curse is real. I don't even want to talk about that.
I actually agree with that. That's kind of freaking me out a little bit. I agree.
No, those were just Sean. You got to watch that game in full, bro. Dude, there's holding calls.
No, I'm not denying what you're saying, but Buffalo has underachieved in many ways this year, bro. You got to be honest about that.
I will, but I also think the referees have made.
Super Bowl pick. You know that they were my Super Bowl pick.
I think they've made a lot of. I think the officiating's been terrible too. Everybody's calling for people's heads, and I just don't think that's the right answer.
Okay, I hear you. I'm just saying you got to be real though. Like at the end of the day, yes, the referees have screwed you guys, right? But also, Josh Allen does not look like himself this year. He looked like himself. He looked like himself last night.
He's injured.
Okay.
See, you got to be here to know this stuff. He can't throw the ball as far. There's something wrong. But we haven't had a rest. This is finally our bye week. We had a horrible schedule. I've been saying this from the beginning. I promise.
Everything I'm saying I'm saying with regret. I would love to see the Bills win the AFC Championship. Don't blame the calls on.
Nah, Tom Brady getting the blame. Derek used to like the Patriots when they had the little George Washington looking dude on the helmet. So I can admit he's a Patriots fan, Drew Bledsoe, all that stuff. But Derek, come on, bro. Don't act like Tom Brady wasn't given everything. All right, let's cut it out. Let's be real. Joel asked, what's CM Punk's first words tonight? Sean, do you want to go first?
Joel, I appreciate you, bro. At this point, it doesn't really matter. He's going to come out there. They're going to chant CM Punk. And at the end of the day, the whole crowd's going to go crazy. I'm happy he's back. It's better for wrestling. But at the end of the day, he's probably going to talk crap about Seth Rollins, and then Seth Rollins is going to come out. It is what it is. It might be a segment all by himself, but I think his first words are probably going to be thank you for welcoming me back, or it's good to be back, or I hope he doesn't sell out and say I'm home. I hope he's not a punk like that and doesn't say some stupid crap like that. That would make me want to throw up in my mouth. It's good to be home. It's good to be home. I hope not. I don't think he's that kind of a person. I'll go on record. I don't think he's that kind of a person to sell out and say some. Well, even though he sold out when he came back anyway, but that's another story for another time.
Cry me a river.
Cry you a river. After all the crap he talked about WCW and
no, that was the Jungle Boy
and 4-night extravaganzas and all this other stuff.
The Jungle Boy comment was "Cry me a river," not that.
Oh, okay.
Look at you, amped up. Good evening, EPW and Sean. We'll miss. He's back working for his dude's son-in-law. Oh, I know what that's supposed to say. Got you. Jeff Watson from the Insiders. What's good? What up, guys? Finally able to join you live. Guys, hit that like button if you're in here. We got an uptick in people in here. Subscribe to the channel if you like. Hubbard Wrestling Weekly's channel is also in the description box. We'd appreciate it. Subscribe over there as well. And any 5-star related reviews you would leave us. If you've left one on Spotify, leave one on Apple. If you've left one on Apple, leave one on Good Pods. We appreciate all of them. So thank you guys for this. Sean, I'm sure you'll be watching Raw tonight. Are you watching Raw tonight?
I haven't decided yet.
Wow, get this guy out of here. Come on don't straight face me like this. This is gonna be good. This is gonna be good.
Conrad,
I'm listening.
Conrad, you've known me for 4 years and we worked together for 2. Have I ever lied to you about anything?
This is a good moment though. Come on.
I'm asking you a question. Have I ever lied to you?
No.
Do you know me to be a liar?
No.
Okay, so when I say I'm not sure yet, I'm not sure yet, bro.
Okay, I guess we're gonna get into the why here momentarily.
I'm
listening at
you're my
he's
dog.
Dedicated.
Yeah, you're my dog. I'm always gonna keep it 100 with you.
E dropped off the 10. I'm listening at the bar, but I want to hear that punk rat B. CJ, let him know. RKOs are supposed to come out of nowhere. Let's see here. Out of nowhere, Conrad, you can't let them know it's coming. Premier Boxing Championship looks like it will stream their fights on Amazon Prime with Showtime Sports ending.
Yo, that's big. That's easy, and I'm gonna be talking about that on my channel coming up soon, along as well as the Benavidez review. Shout out to Fight TV and those people over there. Check out my channel on Thursday night.
He said y'all need to stop profiling just because Punk yoking up people is something he did. That does not mean it's something he does. Crystal says, hey, remember Trish? E got a super chat. Jump that comment. Thank you. Let me see here. R-Truth and the Ruffle Shuffle. I got no words.
Hi, Deanna.
No words. Deanna, welcome. McKinney. Yo, I'm here to talk wrestling with left and right hammers of wrestling justice. Clash of the podcast, of course, that Fire Live chat. And to let you know, I'm not only a client, I'm also the president.
Yo, McKinney, always a pleasure, McKinney.
Eric Douglas comes in and he is singing the song as well. R-Truth in Buffalo, New York is magical. I don't know what that means. We talk about Ron Killings in TNA. What's up? Everybody got memories of K-Quick. K-Quick, get rowdy. Let me see. Joel's in here. I'm just trying to make sure I didn't miss anybody. We got Gomar, Crystal. We're going to get into this. I'm going to try to keep this topical, and I'm going to let Sean run this a little bit. Y'all feel free to put your stuff in the chat. Sean, what do you want to talk about first? Are we going to talk about the elephant in the room first, or do you want to talk about the show?
No, I don't think the right thing to do would be to talk about the elephant in the room first. I think we should give justice to Survivor Series as a whole. I deem this show a crap sandwich on good bread, on excellent bread. It turned out to be a crap sandwich with amazing bread. It turned out to be a crap sandwich with the tastiest bread of all time. So there's no question that WWE knocked it out of the park as it relates to the two bookends of this show. The middle of the show were predictable and a little bit corny to me. I think The Miz did a good job, and I think actually what's her name? I think she did a good job as well. But at the end of the day, predictable outcomes at major pay-per-views are not good for business. But I guess the logic of WWE was, and Conrad, you can let me know if I'm right or wrong about this. I guess the concept is, okay, you know what? We can have a crap sandwich, but when the end of the show is going to be CM Punk returning along with Randy Orton, we can afford to have a crap sandwich. So in that regard, I guess they got it right. 3 predictable matches in between the 2 War Games matches. but then you add the most unpredictable return in probably WWE history. So I guess that makes it up, which leads me to score the show a B plus. But I think as a whole, WWE needs to do better at putting on a full show. But overall, it was a successful night. Nobody could ever, even the biggest hater in the world, could never deny the fact that Survivor Series was a success.
Let me ask you this, Sean. Do you like the format? It's like the old NXT shows now. Do you like it where it's 6 matches, but plenty of time for them to go out and tell a story and do their thing?
Well, it was 5 matches, bro. But at the end of the day,
you know what I'm just saying in general, like it's around that.
I'm not correcting you. I'm taking it a step further and saying it was even worse than 6 matches. It was 5 matches. And I think that that's a little bit of a jip. I think that you need to have, first of all, not having a Survivor Series elimination match at Survivor Series is a crime. I don't understand why they would deviate so much from that. I remember that, thanks for the tip, Emily, appreciate you. Even in 1992, giving you guys a little bit of a history lesson, WWE went to a single match format, but they had one Survivor Series match as part of that show. So at the end of the day, I think that's a crime. All that being said, look, if you believe the reports that were out there, they had this deal in place about 10 days ago. So I guess going into Raw last week and going into SmackDown last week, and this is merely speculation, okay, and me using my cognitive thinking, I guess their logic was, okay, we can leave it as a crap sandwich because we know CM Punk is coming back. If CM Punk was not locked in, would they have added a match? Maybe. I don't know. I have very low confidence in WWE doing the right thing. But I don't like 6 matches, 5 matches. I think pay-per-view should be a lot longer, not in time, I'm talking about as far as match lineup. And I think the title should be on the line as well. We had 2 championship matches, no world championship match. I love Seth in the War Games match, but we should see a world championship match. And that's going to take me off on a whole nother tangent about Roman Reigns working a part-time schedule, which I'm not going to do. WWE has a lot of work to do. But again, if you have a crap sandwich, you better have great bread. They had the best bread they could possibly come up with on Saturday night. So I will give them credit for that.
I thought that was a great analogy, and I heard many people in our world, in this podcast world, for doing things. And yeah, I love that your analogy of the sandwich. Shout out to Sonny Bimbo. Sonny, what's going on, bruv? Appreciate you. He said 5-star podcast all the time. Clash of the podcast, $2 for us. Sonny, thank you. Thank you. You will not be met with an RKO. Rob still will be, though. All right. I know he's not listening, but it's going to be even funnier when I tell him I told you about it. What do you mean you didn't hear it? I figured they're using the War Games as proxy. I feel the same way what Guy Will Gamble said in response to you with it just doesn't feel right, though, you know? I don't know. I guess it hurts for longtime fans like us. Like, you could have did one traditional Survivor Series.
I mean, give me New Day and Gable and Otis versus the Viking Raiders and whoever. Like, give me something.
Yeah. Having Survivor Series, no Survivor Series matches is some bull, Original Biggie says. That's why I'm promoting it for my 2K Universe mode. I respect it, son. I respect it. War Games with elimination would be a hat on a hat. Yeah, that would be hard to do it with. It's hard to do the War Games match justice with all the eliminations if you did it that way.
I appreciate Easy's perspective, but I wasn't going there. War Games is fine. I just think that you should have a traditional Survivor Series match outside of War Games.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, Conrad, if you thought I was trying to imply that either, that War Games should be elimination style. I wasn't saying that.
No, I've thought about it though too in my head. Like, could they do that? But it doesn't line up, if that makes any sense tonight.
Right.
Let's get into this. We'll start off with the women's War Games match. We had Damage Control versus Team. I don't know who was the captain. I don't know if there were captains, but Bianca, Charlotte, Becky, and Shotzi.
Michael Cole, to his credit, or to whoever tells Michael Cole what to say his credit, did say it was Team Bianca. Corey Graves did mention it as Team Bianca. I guess it was Team Bianca. You know, to me, it was a little bit off-putting to have Becky come in at the last minute and Becky get top billing, but they did announce it as Team Bianca. So,
okay. Damage Control came out though. I like the masks. I thought they did a good job rocking those.
That was amazing.
Yeah. I honestly think this group should be so much more than what it is, but this is the long game that they're doing with this. We know where this is leading to, right? And we'll talk about it when we get into the finish of this. What did you think of the women's War Games match, Sean?
Well, Io Sky is quickly starting to become, in my mind, one of the top 3 or 4 professional wrestling females in the entire world. Io Sky, I think, and rightfully so, right? Io Sky has been somewhat overlooked. In a world where you have Asuka, in a world and I'm talking about the traditional Japanese kind of wrestlers, in a world where you're sharing the ring with Asuka, in the world where you're sharing a ring with Xia Li and people like that, it's hard to be noticed as the best. But she hasn't, to me, just scaled the mountain of being the top Japanese wrestler in WWE. She's, to me, the top 2 or 3 professional wrestler of her gender in the entire company and maybe in the world. She has really ascended to a level that has really made her championship run solidified. I have no problem calling her world champion. I would have no problem if somehow she crossed paths with Rhea Ripley and knocked her off. Io Sky's on fire. The Damage Control things, the only person sore thumb that stuck out for me with the whole Damage Control thing, and Conrad, I'm big on factions. I like factions. The one that just sticks out like a sore thumb to me is Asuka. Seeing Asuka in that group just doesn't fit for me. Even Kairi Sane fits for me, but not Asuka.
I feel Asuka's too powerful to be in that group. Asuka is a force on her own, and I wish that they would have got it right from where she was Rumble last year and moved forward, but we never got on track with that with all of the management changes, per se. I think they regressed, and now they're trying to do course correction again. There's only so many times you can do course correction, though.
I want to talk about the corny spot in the match, though. A lot of people are very excited about it. I'm not. This was the greatest spot of the match. But the corniest part of the match was all of a sudden Becky and Charlotte are friends again, and they hugged, and that made me throw up. That was disgusting. They don't like each other in real life. They don't like each other in kayfabe. Let's cut the crap, and let's stop trying to force feed us this horseman crap. When the best, and when I'm saying on the record, when the best horsewoman of all is not even in the company. I said it, okay? So that's number 1. Number 2, this whole, they're on the same page again, hot garbage. It made me sick. I didn't like it at all. But I will say this. For the in-ring match itself, for the action, and for the story that was told, this was the match of the night. This was the best match of the night, including the men's War Games match. I think the women stole the show. I think they showed the world that WWE is having a resurgence in the women's division, at least for one night. And I love Io Sky. Bianca Belair is still my favorite women's wrestler in the company, but Io Sky has become a household name, in my opinion.
I thought they were more creative in their match. I feel like they went more traditional. And I don't know whose call that was for the men's War Games match in the main event, but I thought the women's I like that they used Dakota on the outside. I like that Dakota, they had a chain. They lowered it down. Dakota then pulled the trash can up versus having the trash can in the ring. How are you going to get it up there? That doesn't make sense. So let's put it on a chain. Zoom it up, jump off, Oscar the Grouch status. Boom, she comes in, she takes everybody out. I agree. And the finish of this one, I do have a picture for this, is horribly done. I thought that they did not do this too well. This is probably the best picture that they could get for it. It's supposed to be, I almost said rock bottom. What is this called?
Manhandle slam.
Manhandle, thank you. I almost said man down. Manhandle slam. Bayley gets put through the table, and Bayley loses for her team. This is all leading to Bayley getting kicked out of Damage Control. Triple H is just playing the slow burn game with this. That's what it's all about.
On the record one more time and saying I think that the secret leader of the group is Dakota Kai.
Cactus, welcome in. Sir Quill says Women's War Games was 10 out of 10. Bianca with Bayley and Io and had a double suplex spot that I love. Charlotte and Becky reunited. Wholesome moment. And surprisingly, Team Bianca got the W. I thought Damage Control was going to get the win here.
It was a nice faces in the main event, too.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying, bro.
Mhm.
I think your crap sandwich thing came true. I think when Triple H saw who was going over, he said,
Right.
we can't do that. But Damage Control has been hurt. Me and Sean have been saying this since they formed. They formed when this podcast started.
They did.
Why are they not stronger? Why do they not have more wins? I don't understand it.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't done the research on this particular aspect, but if I were a betting man, I'd say that they're on the losing end of their win-loss record.
Yeah. Kind of wish Damage Control got 3 years to tell their story like the Bloodline did.
3 years and counting, by the way, because the Bloodline storyline apparently is still going.
Is it? I didn't see him on the show.
Well, that's another tragedy. I mean, look, I'm not happy with where the Bloodline storyline is, but this is exactly why I'm talking about this being a crap sandwich. Jay, Solo, and Paul Heyman not on the Survivor Series. I mean, it's ridiculous, Conrad. And I'm not going to go. There's too much stuff to talk about tonight to get into this too deep. WWE dropped the ball as it relates to the middle portion of this pay-per-view. Nobody can deny that.
I'm sure we'll get more so into it. We're getting good comments in here. We're trying to keep it moving tonight because I know everybody's going to want to be off of here by 8, it sounds like, because it sounds like people are actually watching Raw tonight for the first time in a minute.
Yeah, Mike.
Asuka should have been by herself. Yeah, she doesn't need Damage Control. Cactus, welcome. He said, greetings. Appreciate you. EO with the trash can. I appreciate you. XG Dub in the chat. I appreciate you. Bailey ate that L with Hellman's no miracle whip. Terrible. Bloodline's only in the third ending. Here he goes. It's only the bottom of the third. We'll see what happens with that one. I don't know if this was the next match. I can't remember the order. And guess what? I don't have a graphic for this one. Santos Escobar on SmackDown takes out Carlito, and they insert Dragon Lee in here. Santos wins. I really don't have a lot to say about this. This is where I thought you could have put a traditional Survivor Series match together. Why not do the LWO versus Team Santos? And Santos has to go get people.
What you just said is proof positive, and I'm not going to talk too much about this. There's really not much to say. I like Santos, but not enough to have a one-on-one match with this gentleman on a pay-per-view. At the end of the day, you could have easily, like you said, had a Survivor Series match right here. Easily. Which makes me wonder what exactly WWE is going out of their way. That's what I'm trying to say. WWE is going out of their way to put on a crappy pay-per-view. That's the issue. Because it's like it's a no-brainer. It's not even close of how easy it could have been to insert a Survivor Series match right in this spot.
Not even that. Why would you want Dragon Lee to lose?
Good point.
It felt like you were building him up too, but I don't know. We're in this weird place right now with it. Good for Santos. We know this is leading to something else for him in the future. We'll get to that. Rhea Ripley and Zoe Starks, I really don't have too much to say about this as well. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about this one.
It's a world championship match on the second most prestigious pay-per-view in the history of the company. And you knew who was going to win as soon as the number one contender got the spot. It's unacceptable, Conrad. It's unacceptable. Zoe Stark, I'm going to stop with the whole. Zoe Stark is a talented professional wrestler. She did not deserve to be in that spot at the Survivor Series. That's the bottom line. That's the bottom line. It really isn't anything against Zoe Stark. She's a very talented athlete. But as soon as she won the number one contendership, you knew she was going to lose. It's unacceptable for a pay-per-view of this magnitude. And I just don't understand it. I don't. She did a good job in the match. She did. But you knew she was going to lose. There was no question that she would lose.
Yeah, I think that's due to how you build up your challengers, though. You have to build them up to be credible threats. You can't lose a 5-way, then become number one contender and be like, now I'm going to do it for sure. And then... No, you're not. Right. I think Zoe did put on a good performance, and she's someone who I hope that they take more serious in the future.
Conrad, I would never disrespect Zoe Stark by saying that she didn't put on a good match. She did an excellent job considering the circumstances.
The booking's got to be better though.
Yes.
No matter what, at the end of the day. Let me see here. Santos versus Lee should have been a traditional Survivor Series match because Aldis and Pierce had a meeting on Raw. I thought it would be Raw versus SmackDown. I think that would have been.
Let me ask you this question, Conrad, and let me ask this question to the chat. Take the same pay-per-view, the same card. I'll even leave Zoe versus Rhea. I'll even leave Gunther versus Miz. But instead of the Santos match, you make it a Survivor Series match. No bloodline, and hello, McFly, no LA Knight.
Yeah.
No LA Knight on Survivor Series. He's arguably the hottest guy in the industry right now. Arguably. Not even in the building. And you could have had all these guys. You could have had Solo, Jey Uso, Santos Escobar, Dragon Lee, LA Knight, Sheamus. What the heck is going on here?
Even what that's one. Listen, I know some people like the smaller cards, but I said people are going to revolt eventually if you're only going to have certain people on here. Well, what are you doing with me? Where's the New Day? What are they doing that's so important?
And the thing, Conrad, and I don't even know if you thought of this, but I'm about to enlighten you right quick. It's easy when it comes to the Survivor Series. It's
just putting teams.
So easy. Listen, Conrad. 3 non-consequential singles matches on the Survivor Series. At least a half dozen major players on both shows are not wrestling. It's the Survivor Series. You could have put teams together. I don't care if people got eliminated in 5 minutes. They didn't even. LA Knight just wrestled for the heavyweight championship of the world against the most dominant champion in 25 years and didn't even make it on the show.
Sonny's got a good point in the chat. I don't know how to say it. However, I didn't miss Roman at Survivor Series. Am I alone in that? I get his point.
You're not alone. I mean, missing Roman is more glaring. To your point, missing Roman is more glaring when you don't have LA Knight and the rest of the bloodline. It becomes more glaring than what it would have been.
Hello, McFly. I love that. I chuckled when Sean did say that. Derek says LA Knight won't be in the light too much longer. I don't think so. I don't agree with that. I think LA Knight's on the slow road. He's about to be the guy who's going to dethrone one of those mid-card champs. That's where I think he's about to be. They did the heat check, and now they're like, okay, now we're going to build you up for the rest of the time. That's what I think is going to happen to him. I saw R-Truth, Nasty Tozawa, so I'm happy. I still think it's crazy that Logan is holding the U.S. Championship and probably won't be back until the Rumble. Yeah, Sean, who else could have been in that spot? Zoe gave Rhea a great fight for the match. Looked like the struggle, but until the new women get over, you'll always feel like no one is ready. But, McKinney, I think – can I speak for you?
Of course.
Or for us, maybe? Let me say this. I think that the issue is they have not done a good job in building these people up. And I know it's partially management and the struggles in between, but some of these characters were better on NXT, and then they come up, and you're not doing such a good job with them. But there's only a focus on 3 people, maybe 2 in a division sometimes. Like, you know who's getting the spot and who's not, but we don't adhere to the brand rules that they set up. They set up the rules. I watch, and then I'm like, that doesn't make sense, what you said. It doesn't. So it's very weird when it comes to it.
First of all, that breakdown was perfect. Thank you, Conrad. But to answer McKinney's question directly about maybe what human I would have put in the match, I think it would have been a no-brainer. Since you know that Becky and 90 times 9 under 100, because of how predictable WWE is, it's going to be Becky versus Rhea at WrestleMania. There's only one match, and I don't like her. I haven't liked her for a long time. I think she's reckless. I think she's dangerous, and I think that she has no business being in the company. But you know something? She's here, and she's hot as fish grease as it relates to the fan. She's the second most hated wrestler in the industry besides Dominic Mysterio. That match should have been, if you want to make it a 5-star pay-per-view, McKinney, that match should have been Rhea Ripley versus Conrad. Do I have to say it?
Say it.
I want you to say it because you know what I'm thinking.
No, spell it out for him. You say it.
Well, let's put it like this. She's the woman that broke Becky Lynch's face at Survivor Series, and she's the most hated woman in the industry right now. There's only one choice. That was the choice to make. And I don't understand why that wasn't the choice at Survivor Series. That would have been the marquee match. It would have been the Irresistible Force versus the Eradicator. It would have been a perfect match to continue to solidify Rhea Ripley as the most dominant female in the industry. She would have beat her, and it would have been fine. That would have been competitive, and there would have been at least a glimmer of wondering who was going to win the match.
Could have added to it for sure. I'm going to get to your comment in a second, Quills. Crystal says LA Knight did his own heat check. WWE couldn't deny it. When you don't see Roman or any wrestler for long periods of time, McKinney says, you get upset to the point to where you don't care, and you are not alone in not caring seeing Roman at Survivor Series. Original Biggie's talking about the disconnect issues between the NXT and main roster, agreeing with us as well. Next up, we had for the Intercontinental Championship, Gunther versus The Miz. Here's my issue with this one, and I went back and forth with a friend who's a Miz fan, Sean.
Mm-hmm.
And he was saying the same thing, but this comes down to the same issue I had with the previous matchup. Miz is not to be taken seriously. I'm sorry. How could anybody take him serious? He's been losing.
The position that he's been put in makes me really upset because this dude
he shouldn't lose that much. That's my point. Have him win sometimes, and I'll be like, oh, okay, this dude's a former world champion. But when you're like, I main evented WrestleMania 27, you probably shouldn't have. But he goes into all that spiel, and I get it. I get the Miz, but I'm like, dog, come on, bro. You ain't won a match in like weeks before this. They gave him one win in the last couple weeks, and he won a 5-way. Okay, you won 2 matches, and now it's supposed to be he could be the one to do it. I didn't believe for a second in any of that match that he had it. Not a second.
The Miz fought a good match, but they needed to replace him in that match too, just like Nia Jax should have been replacing Zoe Stark. I mean, there was no chance of him winning, and that's what I think the tragedy. The Survivor Series was a night of predictability, and for the pay-per-view to be the most unpredictable of the year, I don't understand. But then again, like I said, crap sandwich with amazing bread, right?
I am a big believer in predictability is not bad because we're using our noggins. But there are times where I will question why are we doing this when there are better options in front of us. And that's where I am with that match.
And you never commented on what I said about the women's, but do you think Nia Jax would have been a better choice?
Nia would have been a more storyline focused choice because that's what she set her sights out on. I feel like Rhea never really got her comeuppance against her.
And at the end of the day, Rhea would have been cheered out of the. Well, she was cheered anyway, but imagine Rhea getting Nia up and doing one of her power moves. The crowd would have went nuts.
Yeah, and then you put Nia down, and then you got to move on to the next thing. But that would have been a dragon to slay versus Zoe. Okay. You're giving her a shot, but I would rather you build Zoe up and make her more credible. But
by the way, one side note, the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship, disgraceful.
No comment.
What they're doing with them, they haven't been the same since Sasha and Naomi had them. They have not been the same since.
Maybe that was part of the problem. When The Miz goes to work, he has a good job. The problem is now that's how he's been booked for the last 2 years. People are agreeing with you. Nia and Rhea would have been more compatible. Deanna agrees. This is also the first time I can remember the IC title was on a pay-per-view since like Money in the Bank. Crazy, right? Crazy. Good win though that he used what's the word I'm looking for here? Not the Walls of Jericho, the Lion Tamer. Like he kind of had the knee on the back and got Miz to tap out. Cool, great. McKinney nails it right here. Gunther makes everyone look good. Plus, Miz is good in the ring, but we all kind of know where the Continental Belt's going. Chad Gable, but this is a good match. Listen, you could make an argument for Sheamus. You could make an argument for Chad Gable. I think you can make an argument for LA Knight to win it too.
I actually have I have a dark horse in the Intercontinental Championship situation.
Who you at?
Jey Uso.
They could do that if they wanted to as well.
Jey Uso
could have him be the
right now, and I feel like they're wasting him. And I'm not going to go off on my Jey Uso tyrant, but my God, are they under? This guy is hot as fish grease, and they just won't pull the trigger on him.
Can we address? Because I know we're going to spend the last hour talking about this, but I wanted to address something that Gomar put in here. Can they debut Jade already? During the press conference, Triple H did mention something about Jade. Sean, how did you take his comments about Jade? I don't have a quote up, but I'm sure that you saw it or heard it.
Well, what I want to do is I want to get off camera right quick. I want to go be on camera and thank you for blurring out the camera and allowing me not to have the moment where I spilled soda all over my face be in front of all the fans. So thank you, Conrad. You are truly a producer extraordinaire.
I tried to cover.
I appreciate you, brother. Ask me that question one more time, bro.
Jade Cargill.
I don't mind her not being debuted yet, but I think they need to keep her relevant. I think that I don't understand what's taking. If you're not going to debut her and she's not on TV, then what are we doing? That's the question. That's my issue.
Right. And I guess that goes back to some of the things that we're talking about. So is this wasted time or is this a reason? But they're not going to tell us that either.
Whatever. I just don't believe that. I believe Jade Cargill is Jade Cargill. And if Jade Cargill is the Jade Cargill that we saw in AEW, then she's more than capable of getting in the ring and having a match. I understand that debuts are correct. Debuts are doing a correct doing a correct debut is very important. However, I don't think there's many ways you can mess this up except for what they're doing, which is keeping her off television. Like, Jade Cargill could have, you know what? Bam. Jade Cargill versus Chelsea Green at the Survivor Series. I would have signed up for that. It would have been a squash, but it would have been fine because Jade Cargill would have made her debut.
Yeah. I don't know what they're expecting out of this. I couldn't tell you what their expectations are. I'm going to call it now. I think she debuts in the Women's Royal Rumble.
But
I think she will be the last one eliminated.
I'll just say this to you as somebody I know who appreciates history. Kurt Angle debuted at the Survivor Series against Sean Stasiak. A non-consequential match just for the sake of debuting him. You give me Jade Cargill versus anybody on the rock. Jade Cargill versus, let's give somebody some shine. Jade Cargill versus Indy Hartwell. That I would have been fine with that because it would have been all about Jade.
Yeah. Yeah, some of the most iconic debuts have happened at Survivor Series for big-time stars. It would be a great correlation to try to put those together, but that's not the route they wanted to go. Gunther's been having.
What I'm trying to say, Conrad, to our wonderful fans is this: don't let the CM Punk. We're gonna get to this. Don't let the CM Punk stuff cloud your mind into thinking WWE is good again. Don't do it. It's still the crappy company it's been for the past 10 years. They've just gotten lucky that CM Punk. We'll get into it. Oh my God.
We'll get into it.
Yeah.
You mean to tell me that Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, or hell, even Chad Gable couldn't dethrone Gunther, but you want me to believe The Miz? Cut the jive. I love that, Quills. Gunther's been having visa issues also, so that's why the title defense on PLE have been spacey. He couldn't go outside of the country for the last Saudi show. That is true, BJ. Good point to bring that back up. Jey Uso, IC champion. Do it. I respect it.
It's just me, Uso.
Nia would have been a good pick, but they're using her to build up Raquel and all of the other women. I don't think Nia will ever get a title shot, if you ask me.
To your point, Raquel on versus her would have been a better choice too. Anybody, like I said, no disrespect, but the person who they chose for that match just wasn't the right choice.
The WWE Raw Women's Tag Team Champions Chelsea Green and Piper Niven are an absolute atrocity, just like the treatment of those championships. I hope we get CM Punk and Rollins. What is going on? Welcome for the belt at WrestleMania, old school Hell in a Cell. Kyra, tell your friend Ms. Frogface ain't Jack. Can't even catch on a dive yet. Well, I don't want to get into my Ms. stuff sometimes. Jay Cargill on Team Bianca would have been a great way to debut her. Me and Sean said the same thing. I thought that's what they could have did.
Willie, you know what that means.
Jade is not ready. Let them get her great in NXT, then let her loose. Jade will debut at NXT Deadline, then she'll be in the Rumble, but let's not rush it. She's a megastar in the making.
If Ronda Rousey can skip NXT, respectfully, if Ronda Rousey can skip NXT, Jade Cargill can skip NXT.
E says they're trying to say Jade can't work because Danielson's been training her. They kayfabe, and remember how they treated Chronic like one half couldn't, like they didn't work in WWE before. They both worked in WWE before. Adam Bomb and Crush. Chelsea and Niven have actually been a fun pairing in my opinion, but they haven't been booked to be anything in the ring.
Well, that's true.
If Rollins has to drop the title, well, we're about to get into all that. Let's run through this one real quick here. Let's get into the main event of the show. Was the men's War Games match. You had Cody Rhodes and all the homies on this side. Judgment Day. Drew was on the other side. I got a great visual right here for Judgment Day. I actually thought their entrance was kind of cool. They came out in black and white, and then they were rocking the purple bandanas. Drew was out there with them.
Oh, Judgment Day was on fire, man. I'm starting to come around when it comes to them. They're a very good team.
They're fine. I think they're a little. Sometimes they get a lot on Raw, and it's weird because.
But that's about to change.
Right, but you see Finn being in the mix, but Finn doesn't feel like he's the leader of this. You know what I mean? It's weird. It's more like it's Rhea, which I'm fine with that as well. But then you got Priest over here who you gave the Money in the Bank to, and I'm like, what's the story we're telling here?
And by the way,
you got JD McDonald
every day.
Say that again?
I said, and by the way, Money in the Bank losing steam every day.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to do it. Randy Orton, they didn't have him come out and wait with the baby faces into the cages. They kind of left him making you wonder. And I was like, why did they do that? Why was that cool?
I don't mind it. They did the same thing with Kevin Owens a couple years ago.
You know what I mean, though? But it's like, is he better than us? Why doesn't he have to be in this?
Well, the logic was they weren't sure if he was going to show up. That's what they said.
Mm-hmm. I get it. So Orton doing this RKO off the cage as they toss off JD McDonough, done to perfection. Randy still has it. There's the finishing sequence of it in all of this. Like I said, these matches are chaos. They're always fun. You really can't have a bad War Games match. In the end, they ended up getting the win. I can't remember what the finish was. Was it Cody pinning?
Very annoying, by the way. You hit an RKO off the top of the cage, but the match had to end with Cody doing Crossroads. I mean, give me a break.
He pinned Priest, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So they did that. And the big speculation was, is Orton going to show up? Is Punk going to show up? That's what we talked about last week when it came down to the War Games. And they're in the ring celebrating. And hey, heck of a play. CM Punk's music actually plays. I saw people leaping out of their seats doing their reactions to this. People who I've heard say, yeah, if I was Tony Khan, I would have fired CM Punk too. If I was in charge, I would have did this. CM Punk doesn't deserve it. I heard someone say, now we'll have to hear all about this at the Royal Rumble with CM Punk. And then all of a sudden it hit, I heard, he's back. He's back. And there was enough interest in this. And so much interest, in fact, that when I last took this picture of this from Wrestle Ops, it says that 87 million people viewed this. That is crazy. That is crazy optics for them to get something like that. For someone who wasn't cared about, or did these people not know CM Punk was in AEW? It just makes you question a lot of things. I'm just like, I wish I could understand fans and what they think of the business more so. But CM Punk comes out. He doesn't do too much. I don't even know if I have a picture of Rollins yelling. I couldn't find one good enough. But Rollins is cursing him out and everything else. He's like,
yeah, put it on my TikTok.
He sounds like someone who doesn't want to fight. is what that's how I felt when I'm like, he's doing all this hooting and hollering, hooting. What did you think? So Punk comes back. Let's get into this. Let's talk about it.
All right. Well, first of all, no, let's. I want you to set it up because I want you to tell everybody why you're so thrilled about this guy coming back.
Sean, I'm a CM Punk fan, and I feel like we have been viewed differently for our thoughts and opinions on CM Punk and the Elite situation, where I feel like people gloss over all of the situation. I'm tired of hearing about CM Punk. Then stop talking about him. I heard Meltzer, Alvarez, and all them say it, and I promise you, I said it to someone who used to work with them. They were like, well, what do you want? You want a wrestling news site not to talk about one of the biggest wrestlers in the world? And I'm like, if you're going to talk about him, do it unbiasedly. It sounds like you guys hate him. And I'm like, stop talking about him. He had no other words. He had no response to me, Sean. I found it funny when I brought that up. And I said it respectfully, I thought, too. I was just like, but you're the ones who keep talking about him. And I said, and I don't read your newsletter, so I really don't care about that. Like, I don't. I come online. I get it for free. Why would I be paying for any of this? I don't care. I don't need to be spoiled. Like, I don't want to be spoiled with a lot of this stuff. Very, very weird. So CM Punk coming back. Now, I was going to bring up a piece of pie, but I'm glad I didn't because I didn't know if Sean was going to want to talk about this first or wait. I was going to have my humble pie sitting here because as a CM Punk fan, there's going to be a lot of crow to eat here too for us as fans and for Punk himself. But I will ask you this. Punk said all those things. They were said. People forgive and forget. Ultimate Warrior. Sean, help me out if you can think of other people who you never thought would be brought back.
Shawn Michaels was on the outs. A lot of people on the outs. Austin was on the outs.
Bret the Hitman Hart. Did you ever think Bret was coming back after 97? I'm sure Bret probably told Punk, go back. Don't do what I did. Don't wait that long. Go back when you can still do something. I get it. All right. So I'm interested to what he's going to have to say tonight and what his response is going to be and how they're going to set him up. What's his character work going to be? Listen, as a fan at the end of the day, Sean, I just wanted to see CM Punk perform again. Honestly, and that's like a selfish thing maybe for me to say as a podcaster, but that's all I wanted. I really just wanted to see my favorite wrestler perform again. And not being held up by lawyers say you can't do this. Lawyers say you can't talk to that. It's funny how like the Young Bucks are doing the exact same storyline that CM Punk probably would have done with them. And now all of a sudden they're like, yeah, well, we're rebels and we're this and we're holding people down. You do the storyline when the dude is gone. I won't even get into AEW's troubles because we'll save that for another week. I'm sure we'll be talking about that soon too. But I was just happy that CM Punk was back as a fan. Selfishly, that's what I'm saying.
You're not wrong for being happy that CM Punk is back. I know you hate the word journalist. We are journalists, okay? You don't like the verbiage, that's fine.
I'm an opinionist.
Okay. This is broadcast media is what we're doing. So it is what it is. But that the vernacular aside. Being a fan, I was excited to see CM Punk come back too. I called you when he came back. I'm not denying that. I'm not denying that as a fan, CM Punk coming back is not a great thing for professional wrestling. But there comes a point where you have to take a step back, which is what I did after coming home from church yesterday and thinking about it in preparation for this show and realizing that this dude has gotten more chances than anybody I can ever imagine. The hypocrisy that is implemented in this situation is off the page. This guy has been fired or left every company he's been in. He's been involved in controversy, fights, backstage drama, everywhere he goes. Is all of it his fault? No. But you know something, Conrad? You're a father. I'm a father. At the end of the day, if the problems continue to follow you everywhere you go, everybody else is not the issue. There are people who bring issues to you. And I'm not saying, and I've never said that CM Punk is the cause of all these issues. But CM Punk, my God, man. My God. This dude, look. All I'm saying is this, Conrad. Is he going to still be here a year from now? Is he going to still be wrestling for WWE a year from now? How many times? Yes, every time we hear Cult of, and to answer Crystal's question and your question, yes, I'm going to watch Monday Night Raw for the first time since the summer outside of the Bray Wyatt tribute. Yes, I'm going to watch Monday Night Raw tonight. And that's what makes it awesome. CM Punk coming back is awesome from a fan perspective. But my job is not to be a fan. My job is to be a journalist and to be honest and real. CM Punk has a problem. And CM Punk has been babied many times over because he's awesome. Sometimes being awesome gets you a pass. Shawn Michaels got a pass because he was freaking awesome. Shawn Michaels, the guy who I consider to be the greatest professional wrestler to ever live, the same guy who I think post 2002 is probably my favorite human being in wrestling. I wish I have a chance to meet him. Michael Hickenbottom, look me up. I want to shake your hand, brother. That guy, before 2002, was a freaking scumbag. And he got pass after pass after pass because he was freaking Shawn Michaels. CM Punk is the biggest draw in wrestling. I'd be a fool to say otherwise. I'd be a fool to say that WWE wasn't smart for bringing him back. But hell yeah, am I going into this thing with a great deal of trepidation, with a great deal of second thought. Because this guy, for the past 10 years, has had issues sitting still and staying out of trouble. He's had issues with that, Conrad, whether people have brought trouble to his door or whether he brought trouble to other people's door. CM Punk has been a magnet for trouble for a decade. And my question to you, Conrad, and chat, no, Sean is hating. I'm not hating. I love CM Punk as a competitor. But Phil Brooks, the brother needs to calm down. The brother needs to realize that the chip on his shoulder is not worth more than getting to the bag, bro. And I pray that this brother doesn't mess up again. Or if somebody else, like the last time, if somebody else brings him some trouble, that he's smart enough to walk away. That's my issue. I'm not going to get overly excited about CM Punk because CM Punk has had a history of doing this to us. CM Punk was supposed to change the wrestling world by joining AEW. How long did it last? And now he's back in WWE and all is right with the world. Let's take it easy and let's see what happens. Let's see what happens, because at the end of the day, no easy. I'm not framing anybody. I'm telling it just like it is. CM Punk has had issues with going in and out of companies and issues with talent for years. Some has been his fault, and some has been the fault of others. He needs, I hope, I'll say this in closing, and a small side factor, Randy Orton should have had the night to himself. That's a small factor. But if CM Punk came back tonight, it would have been fine. At the end of the day, I hope Phil Brooks, the man who I respect, has matured and just does his job. That's my take.
It sounds good, but I also think if you look on the other person's side of who he's usually dealing with, there are issues on the other side as well to rebut some of your comments. Triple H. Did Triple H really need to beat CM Punk at Night of Champions?
No.
Going back all those years ago in Buffalo, New York. You know who was there? Me. You know what I was wearing? Probably this. And I could not believe the level of embarrassment that I felt when Triple H beat him because of Kevin Nash, Big Daddy Cool Diesel, whatever you want to call him. Embarrassing. You don't tell me that's frustrating, Sean. You show up to work every week and then, nah, you're losing to Undertaker. It's not like the dude had a problem with doing it, but he was like, yo, my man, like, are you ever going to give me a win? You're losing to Brock. I don't have a problem with doing it, but are you ever going to let me beat somebody? Like, you're killing my star potential.
My issue as I let you finish your dialogue is your diatribe is this. I need you to acknowledge what I said, bro. I need you to know what I mean by acknowledge. I need you to tell me. No, you acknowledged it, but I'm saying I need you to go a little bit deeper because I just gave you a lot, and I want you to come back with a lot because this is important. This is real life we're talking about. I'm talking about something I think is a very strong situation right now. I want your view on that. I want your view. We can talk about how CM Punk has been done wrong. I started with this. CM Punk has been done very wrong in many levels, but CM Punk's been part of the problem. I'm just simply saying, don't I have a right to kind of just pump my brakes?
I think that there's more.
I never said this was all CM Punk's fault. Have you ever? And I'm going to say this, and I'm going to shut up. I give you my word. I'm going to shut up. Have I ever said CM Punk was the entire problem?
No.
Okay. Now.
But when people frame this, though, it sounds like CM Punk's the only problem. This goes back to what I was saying about the elite stuff. It's the exact same box that he's getting put in. And I think that's what E means by frame, because we talk about this a lot, and it's the same thing. It's you put Punk in this box, and let's show you everything he does wrong. Fine. We never talked about, did Triple H put people over in 02? No. Did he put them over in, what year was it, 2011, when he probably should have? No. Why did he come out of retirement to beat someone? That's ridiculous. We talked about R-Truth earlier. Truth had the nerve to say that me and Miz were hotter than CM Punk in 2011. Bro, what on earth are you talking about? The Awesome Truth main evented one pay-per-view, maybe two. You think because you were in there with The Rock that you get to say that? Hell no. No. You do not get to say that. And the same things that he said, I want y'all to look up our True Shoot interview one day and listen to what he had to say about Jim Ross, Bruce Pritchard, and all them. But we're sitting up here talking about Punk being a hypocrite. Okay, that's fine. Shawn Michaels.
I never call Punk a hypocrite.
Oh, no. I saw people in the chat saying it. I'm typing back at everything right now. Shawn Michaels, you brought him up. I love Shawn. And as much as I love Shawn, I do believe Dax from FTR's story too with him, that he made fun of him backstage in front of all of his friends when he was hanging out with the Clique. Right. Is it Shawn from back in the day? No. But I'm happy Shawn's better. But that still made Dax feel like complete garbage after he went out there and put you over. And the only person who said thanks was Sean Waltman. Right. What?
Right.
Triple H is a boss. He didn't say anything good either. These people are not perfect. I get it. And Punk's not perfect either. I get it. I have no issue with that. Now, when we're talking about if we're doing a SWOT analysis and we're getting into the opportunities here, why did they really bring CM Punk back?
It's best for
right?
me.
No, it's to crush AEW.
Okay.
It's to crush AEW. What's the risk they're taking? Okay, Punk screws up. He's fired from here. I'm not going to put up with that crap. He's gone. Punk messed up his own stuff. See ya. Mm-hmm. But what's the message if it works? MJF. Come on. Mm-hmm. You know you want to. Ricky Starks. He put up an Indeed post today. I don't know if you saw that. Tweet and delete. Mm-hmm. Come on. Mm-hmm. Come over. You know who else put up a post? Kayla Braxton. Saying, oh, I guess the grass was greener. Why are you poking him? Why are you doing this? He just got there. Why is this okay? Oh, I didn't do anything. We didn't start anything. That's what I'm going to hear. And that's what I hate, Sean. That's when I get mad. Like, bro, do not do that. Please do not do that. Like, you cannot do stuff like that, in my opinion. this is their chance to really hurt AEW. Derek and me watched the show together when you called me.
Mm-hmm.
Derek said AEW's in trouble.
And it is.
They're in big trouble. And Derek's feeling like it's the end. I think Tony Khan still has long money, but I think Tony Khan needs to figure out what he's doing and what the plan is going forward, because it does not look good. It's bad perception. I kind of wanted to get your perception on things, and I'm going to bring up Triple H's quote from the press conference when he was asked about it. Triple H sounded like he hated speaking about CM Punk. You could feel it a little bit. At least that's how I felt. You could tell he did it.
As you get into this, the problem with Triple H is a hypocrite. That's the problem. The problem is
I think everybody is, though, Sean, to an extent. If you look at someone's entire life.
Triple H was the most political wrestler probably of all time. So other than Hogan. So at the end of the day, like, let's be real. Like, don't talk about CM Punk like you're rocking a halo over your head. Let's start with that.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm not trying to get too deep into the hypocrite thing. Does CM Punk have some crow to eat? Yes. And I said, me too. Everyone does. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, there's probably some crow to eat if you're a Punk fan. But at the same time, everybody's not.
I want to highlight Gomar's comment on the bottom here. There's many to talk about, and we can go back to all of them, but I want to highlight Gola. I want to read this. Punk's made, and I think this is a very fair thing to say. Deanna said some fair things. Easy, I don't agree, but Easy said some fair things. Vinny said some fair things, but I really like what Gomar had to say. Gomar says Punk's main issue is spite, something that's caused him so many problems. He definitely needs to work on that because spite will never bring any good. People need to stop provoking that, though. I think that's a perfect synopsis of the situation, and I think it's a much nicer way of saying what I've been trying to say this whole time. So salute to you, Gomar. CM Punk's not the entire problem, but when somebody brings smoke to you, CM Punk, as a 40-plus-year-old man who's making millions of dollars and is the most popular wrestler in the sport, walk away. Please, just walk away. I understand. But we talked about this on previous shows. Should be the last person to talk about walking away. You've talked me down from cursing people out 20 times already in our time working together, and I've told you stories about me in high school and college beating people up for talking and looking at me sideways. I'm like Shawn Michaels. That's why I like Shawn Michaels so much. When Jesus came into my life, I tried to put my fist down. But there's still a little bit in me. I'm working on it every day, right? This little inside look for you guys to Sean Hubbard, all right? But at the end of the day, for the love of God, what's more important, CM Punk? What's more important, Phil Brooks? Putting food on your family's table and continuing to be the most popular wrestler in the sport, or being spiteful when somebody pokes at you? Yes, Kayla Braxton's comments were complete. She needs to shut up. I love Kayla Braxton. There was no reason for her to say that. I agree.
And to be fair to her, she did say, like, I'm a fan too, and maybe she thought it was fun, but it's a culture shift that I didn't understand from the Vince McMahon stuff.
Let me keep running with that. Yes, I love Kayla Braxton. I think she's a classy lady, but she shouldn't have said what she said. There's so many things that are going on. There's so many things that have been thrown at CM Punk that CM Punk does not deserve. But you know what, CM Punk, Phil Brooks, you're a grown man making millions of dollars, and you know something else you need to realize, Phil Brooks? Conrad, I'm talking to you as if you're Phil Brooks because you're wearing his shirt. At the end of the day, Phil Brooks, maybe they're jealous. Maybe they're jealous because you are the best in the world. And maybe they know, but by them poking the bear, you're going to do something stupid and cost yourself that spot. So maybe, Phil, you should be smart enough to realize what's going on and keep your cool and walk away.
I think the thing that's gotten him that money too and that notoriety is his reactions to things.
Yeah, but we've gotten past that. You've earned stat. You're the best in the world. We don't need any more. We don't need backstage stuff. We don't need stuff like this. Let me tell you.
But Sean, but he's not. Let me say this. He's not treated that way.
Conrad, it's not often. And you can tell I'm being dead serious right now. This is real life to me, bro. It's not often I have ever looked you in the face in the years that I've known you and said, I know that I'm 100% right about what I'm saying. But this time I'm saying it. I'm 100% right about what I'm saying. I don't care. Because Phil Brooks succeeding is what's best for the industry that I love, bro. This is not about me disliking. I love CM Punk. But CM Punk needs to grow up. What is wrong about what I'm saying?
what I'm saying is that you said CM Punk is the best, right? He's not been treated like that. I don't care what Tony Khan has said. Tony Khan said that this man made the biggest impact on our industry, right, Sean?
Right.
Didn't do anything when the Elite brought all the stuff to him, blah, 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 blah. He's made the biggest impact. But then he didn't give him the respect he probably should have deserved. I went to Forbidden Door. Punk was the second match on the card.
Wrong.
I don't think that's the right thing. But he's your biggest draw? Huh? Right. Like, that's weird. Same thing with Punk said, what do I have to do to get the number one spot around here? Like, tell me what I need to do and I will do it. They were like, sell more t-shirts than John. Hello. This shirt sold more than John Cena's shirt. Then he never got what they said. Like, you got to deliver too on the back end. This dude's probably going crazy because you're telling him things to do and then it's a lie, or I owe you one and then you never give it back to him. He's got to be going crazy with some of that stuff too. I'm going to get to these comments real quick because we can respond to some of these. Vinny says Punk doesn't deserve the main event. What message does that send to the locker room? Get over. Sorry, I'm being 100% honest.
Vinny's very nice. Don't do that, bro.
No. He said, "What message? Tell the locker room to get over."
You can give Vinny more than that. You can give Vinny more than that. I know you're fired up.
Time out. No. Why doesn't CM Punk deserve the main event WrestleMania? Punk doesn't deserve. He just got the loudest pop in all those views.
What I think Vinny is saying, and Vinny in the comments, make sure if I'm misrepresenting you, let me know. What I think Vinny is saying is that he's been gone. I'm not saying you're wrong about him being he would be a tremendous main event, but like, what about like, let's say it's somebody, it probably will be against Seth Rollins, so this doesn't really make any sense what I'm about to say, but just indulge me anyway. What if he took Seth Rollins' spot? Would that be fair? That's all I think Vinny is saying.
What, he took his number 2 spot to go back to where he was before? Who cares? You're not one.
Okay.
I don't care. WWE wants you to fight and claw for the spot. Okay, I'll do it. What's the work? He's gonna do the work. What do you want me to do? You want me to get 80 million views? Sure, I did it. What do you want now? You know, that's what it's gonna come down to. If Rollins has to drop the title to Punk, I wouldn't blame him for being frustrated. But he told Will Ospreay, I make more money. Seth Rollins don't get no free pass either. No. He's been a jerk too. He's Mr. Company Man. That's his problem. That's why you're in the number 2 spot. Get behind Roman because that's what they've always done to you and you've never realized it. And I'm telling fact.
You're crossing over to a little bit. I love you, bro. You're disrespecting Seth Rollins now.
No, I'm not.
A little bit.
No. Hear me out. I'm coming back. Sure. Yo, the Shield was designed to get Roman Reigns over. Punk told you this, but you probably didn't listen to his podcast. It was always this, because guess what? Punk made the Shield. Who do you want in the Shield, Punk? He said, give me Seth Rollins, give me Dean Ambrose, and give me Chris Hero. They said, not a hero. And they're like, here, you get Roman. Yeah, that's fine. You get Roman. The Roman Reigns being put with them was to teach Roman, cut promos like Dean Ambrose, learn how to wrestle and get the reactions of Seth Rollins. I'm being honest.
Right.
You were never going to get that spot. They don't see you like that. But Rollins, similar to Punk, feels different. How do I get to be the number 1 guy? They even did the okey doke. Here, you're going to be the world champ first. It wasn't anything. It really wasn't. It was a cash in money in the bank.
I think Seth Rollins is the most talented wrestler in the entire company, right?
I'm getting to that point.
Okay.
Seth Rollins is one of the most talented wrestlers in WWE. Right. He is the guy who I wanted to see have matches with Will Ospreay. But Seth Rollins also needs to realize the truth in how they view him. This is the same thing with Punk. Eventually, he saw it. He was like, I'm never going to get my moment. They're never going to give it back to me again. That's why he had to leave, Sean. Because he said, I'm never going to get my moment. It's never going to come back. I don't understand it. Going back through these comments.
Yeah.
And Vinny, that's not directed at you. It's the annoyance of Seth Rollins fans saying that. And I've been telling y'all, Sean, how long we been doing the show? 65 weeks. I've been telling you for 65 weeks on here, Seth Rollins is number 2. And he hates it. And I respect him for that.
And I'm glad we have extra time. Well, we don't have extra time. We're just moving at a really good pace. I'm glad we have time to say it so I can add this. Seth Rollins is number 2, but Macho Man, God rest his soul. I love you, Macho Man. Macho Man was number 2, but Macho Man still had 2 WrestleMania main events.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins.
Wait, well, hold on. When did he go on last?
2.
5, and what was the other one where he went on last?
4.
Oh, back to back. Yeah, I mean, they told longer stories back then, though.
No,
to be fair to them.
All I'm saying is just he's number 2 in the company right now, 100%. But Seth still, as number 2, deserves to be acknowledged as a WrestleMania mate. He needs to go on last. He deserves that.
His frustration is real. Roman's not there. How do I get above the dude who's not here then? What are you telling me?
But no, but
you get what I'm saying?
You're getting off track, Conrad. We're talking about Seth Rollins in relation to CM Punk. Seth Rollins should be offended that CM Punk takes his spot. I would be offended if I was Seth Rollins.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying fight for it.
What more can he do? He just won War Games. He's the world heavyweight champion. What more can he do?
Maybe Punk's gonna put him over. I don't know. He might. I don't know what's gonna. I'm not saying if it's Punk versus Rollins. I'll tell you this. I don't think it's a guaranteed conclusion. Punk wins.
Okay.
I believe that in my heart of hearts.
And by the way, Cody's probably number 2, which is unfortunate because I think Seth Rollins is better, but that's another story for another day.
Is Cody on Raw?
Right.
You know, don't get me started.
Right.
Don't get me started because we'll get into that too.
Right.
Of course, Punk moves the needle, and that's not disrespecting Cody. We know where Cody's going.
Yeah,
just
Cody's going straight to the main event of night 2. We know that.
He's got to work his way up because if they change any plans that they've already got set in motion, WrestleMania is the end game. Here's the difference. WWE has to take their time, like McKinney's saying now. What's Punk going to do up until the Rumble? He's probably going to be feuding with Nakamura, is my guess. He's going to do that for a month or so, and then they're going to have to figure out what WrestleMania plans are, and then they're going to have to try to do that. I don't know. I don't like the whole keep wrestling the same person. Ugh, but you only got so many people.
I want to talk because I feel like we can go back and forth and get to the comments and actually add some stuff in also. You know something? I wasn't going to talk about this tonight, but man, not you, Conrad, or not anybody in particular, but man, Seth Rollins is so underappreciated. It makes me sick. It makes me sick. This guy is a freaking workhorse. He's over more than you can ever possibly be over. He's outstanding. Outstanding. And he has to, I'm going to say it, and he has to take a back seat to Cody Rhodes and has to take a back seat to CM Punk. CM Punk is the man. Cody is the man too. I understand that, but damn it, it's about time that we start giving Seth Rollins his freaking flowers, man. I am so tired of people talking about Seth Rollins like he's a freaking afterthought. Seth Rollins is awesome, and it's about time they start treating him that way. Good Lord, man, it makes me sick. It makes me sick.
You know what? But look at the pattern, what you just said, though, too, Sean. What are they telling you? Leave and go get bigger, then come back and take people's spots. WWE has taught you that for the last 10 years. Why stay there if they're not going to give it to you? Leave, go get bigger, then come back. I'm being honest. That's a bad I'm not saying that's the formula I would do, because when you're someone who stayed there too long, Dolph Ziggler.
Dolph Ziggler stayed way too long.
Yeah, bro, but you see my point? Where's this getting you? Tell them no. Deanna brings up draws trouble wherever he goes. Was he trouble in Ring of Honor?
No, not everywhere. Not every Deanna, we're on the same page.
Is he trouble on Mayans?
No. Okay, so let me back up Deanna on this. I would disagree with you, Deanna, on that wherever he goes. But I think what Deanna's talking about, I don't think she's talking about the old days. I think she's talking about WWE and AEW. And if that's what she's talking about, Deanna, correct me if I'm wrong, then she's right, bro. Let's be real, right? Come on. All I'm asking you, Conrad, is to be real. Has he not been trouble? Has he not been trouble in AEW and WWE? He has. He has.
What trouble was he in WWE until he walked out? I'm asking you, what trouble was he in WWE until he walked out?
Is CM Punk the first freaking guy to have a problem with the storyline?
No.
But does everybody walk out?
No, they probably should more often.
Now that's a different conversation. I would agree with you on that, but that's not the point. The point is CM Punk walked out.
Yes, but do you take care of people when they have a medical injury?
Conrad, why is it Conrad?
No. This plays into it. This plays into it. He has
for somebody who is so objective, 99% of the time. You own those glasses are CM Punk goggles, bro. You don't see no wrong in this guy. He needs to grow up.
Sean, is it okay for Vince McMahon to call you and say, "I need you, pal. I need you. I know you're coming." He's rolling out of surgery on his knee. I need you right away.
Are we going to have a debate about Vince McMahon being an upstanding individual? There's no conversation there. We know Vince McMahon's a bad person.
But that's all playing a factor in what happened with all of this. That plays a factor into this. Does it not? Why are you frustrated? Oh, pal, I need you for tribute to the troops. He's sleeping in areas with Vince, and Vince is farting and laughing. He's like, what am I doing right now here? Like, what is going on in my life? You know what I mean? Like, that's got to be frustrating. Doc, there's something on my back. There's something on my back. Here's a Z-Pack. He poops himself in the ring. And he's like, dude, there's something wrong. I'm telling you this. Well, whatever. And then he walks out and leaves. They cut it open. Green stuff's going all on the ceiling, like he said. He's probably exaggerating.
My problem with you right now is, Conrad?
What?
My problem is you can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways. What do I mean by that? If all you're saying is true, and I'm going on record as saying you're 100%. See, one thing about me, I'm going to tell it like it is, bro. You're 100% right. They did CM Punk dirty, and I probably would have walked out too. Why is he back?
Where was he to go? Tony Khan has relationships with everybody else.
I mean, okay, so money's more important than your self-respect? You can't have it both ways.
But Sean, are you going to go to Impact and be like, here's $100K, bro. We appreciate you being here. I don't know what they were going to pay him, but are you going to take a pay cut? And then someone's like, oh, if he took that money, I'm going to pay him that money.
Probably not. But you know what? And I'm only saying this because I just saw the documentary not too long ago. Barry Sanders said, you know what, Detroit Lions? You done gave away my best offensive lineman. You done gave away my backup quarterback who's supposed to be the starter. You done gave away half my defense. And I'm leaving. And you know what? He didn't come back neither. You can't have it both ways. CM Punk can't have it both ways. Do you understand how corny he looks? I love CM Punk. Do you understand how freaking corny he looks with his hand around Triple H smiling in a picture?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, Conrad. It's ridiculous. You can't have it both ways.
Remind me to bring up that other thing. Hold on. Breaking news, Conrad, QT Marshall has left AEW. Weird. Funny, another Cody guy left, huh?
I mean,
But Sean, do you see a pattern with the people?
Easy saying I don't make any sense. I'm making perfect sense, okay? You sit up here and you talk about how I don't make any sense. Easy, you're cool. I have no issue with you personally. But saying I make no sense when I'm clearly making perfectly logical sense is really foreign to me. CM Punk says WWE crapped all over him, right? CM Punk 10 years later says bygones are bygones. It's all good. Make it make sense.
Listen. Triple H said this quote, everybody grows, everybody changes. Punk's a different person. I'm a different person. This is a different company. I don't know how much is true to that. Like I said, I think Triple H and them are more so we can do damage to this company. This dude has a time limit on how much time he's got left to do this job. We got him. It's in our court. It's in our favor. If this works, holy smokes, it's the greatest heist of the century. If it doesn't work, we send him packing. I don't really see this as an L for WWE, Sean. Like, as a business person, do you not see what I'm saying? Like, WWE really can't lose in this. Okay, we'll fire you via FedEx again. Do. Like, okay, now what? Give a spot to someone else because they have all those people fighting and clawing for it anyway. So what do you do?
I don't know. I don't know.
If you're Punk, like I said, I don't think you go to Impact. Even though Impact said that he was making serious ideas to doing it, I don't think he was. You can't go to New Japan. What's going to happen at Forbidden Door? Can we put CM Punk on the card? Yeah, Jungle Boy's backstage. You want to go? He's right over there by catering. What's up? I'm going to finish what I had to do before. And there ain't nothing he's going to do because I don't work for him now. No! Is that what you're going to let happen? And I know Tony and them talk about everything because they're like, hey, Tony, Will wants to leave, so we'll let you get first dibs on him for contracts. Oh, I've got money. You know what I mean? Like, that stuff's going to happen. Oh, no, let's go to Noah. Oh, wait, Tony Khan has a relationship with them, too. Insert any other promotion at this point, right? That's the same thing. Billy Corgan said I can't afford to pay CM Punk. He said it on a podcast. Where was he going to go? It was either WWE or Kick Rocks. He doesn't have, how many years was he gone? 7, 8? I don't remember what the number is. How many?
8.
He doesn't have that time again. You don't have that much time to be like, yeah, I'm going to go away for 8 years and maybe Tony will forget. You don't have that. I'm going back into
it's freaking comedy to me, bro. It's freaking comedy to me, bro. Like I can't wrap my head around this, bro. It's like this dude who is ultra talented. He's outstanding. He's outstanding. But when I call it, the dude,
he's a hypocrite.
I mean, come on, like somebody, please just thank you, Conrad. I mean,
Vinny said it.
I mean, and I know Vinny's, Deanna's backed me up. Vinny's backed me up. It's like it's ridiculous, bro. It's like now pro wrestling should saying that WWE will control him. If that's the case, then more power to him. But man, like, bro, if we're talking 6 months from now about CM Punk walking out again, I don't want to hear nothing else, bro. I don't want to hear nothing else, bro. Because at the end of the day, I mean, come on, man. If this doesn't work out, I mean, we need to just. I can't.
I think it depends on the circumstances too. If Triple H starts booking him into oblivion, I mean, who would stay around for that too? What are you going to do for Randy Orton? There's other people too who need to be factored into this. What are you going to do? E brought up a good point too. We've mentioned Bryan Danielson. Remember when Punk was injury prone, Sean? This is the stuff that annoys me. Punk's injury prone, but Bryan Danielson's a warrior for getting his orbital bone cracked, and now he's hurt again. I'm like, where are these same people? I have not heard one person say Bryan Danielson's injury prone. You don't hear that, right? But when Punk broke
I'll say it.
Yeah. There's a lot of other people though. You get what I'm saying? It works both ways. That is right, Sean. That's what I mean. Don't bring Seth's goofy self into this. Yeah, I know a lot of people hate Seth for some of the stuff he said. How many times does Seth lose to Cody at house shows last year? CJ, I forgot. He did lose every match to him, I think, right? I think so. And I'm sure, and supposedly Seth doesn't like Cody either. Go figure. Punk knows he's Macho Man. LOL, Seth still got soul searching to do, baby. He ain't Hulkamania. I don't know what that means. Going back over this, they are not giving Punk that championship, at least not that early.
Well, it depends on what you say, Omar, because not that early could mean 3 months from now, 4 months from now at WrestleMania.
Right. There's still a lot of time. I was just thinking I have Nakamura attack him during his promo, keep Punk away from the title scene for a bit, and I figured Seth is the modern savage. Everyone grows, plus WWE will control him.
I hope. Let me go on record, PWS. I hope you're right.
Whoa, wait a minute. So now QT Marshall resigned from AEW? Weird. This is bad, bro. We didn't talk about the other effects on this, bro. This is bad. So I know people are mad, like, okay, Punk's a hypocrite. We can get into all that. Whatever, bro. At the end of the day, Warrior's a hypocrite. Vince is a hypocrite. In the name of business, though, it's okay if I do this. Like, whatever, bro. People are going to change their minds and get back together. It's all on how you talk in the games that you're playing. CM Punk in WWE 2K24, great. If that's what you're going to do it. Great. You know what we're not going to do, though? Tony Khan got asked this question, and it sounds like the same thing again. I cannot talk about it. I appreciate you asking. I'm really excited to talk about AEW All In at Wembley Stadium. Not to duck or dodge your question. It's just not something I can legally talk about. Tony Khan, bro, they asked you about Survivor Series. You could have just said, I wish CM Punk the best in whatever he does, and then it would have been gone. Why does he not answer questions? Just answer it, bro.
He's really acting like a cornball when it comes to that. Yes.
I know it's media class, you know what I mean? But this is like stuff in high school you would have said over and over again, like taking a media class. No.
What you said would have been perfect, and it would have served his purpose. He doesn't work for us anymore. I wish him well in whatever he does moving forward.
Right? Let me see here. Now, you signed that deal. If you're losing, you agreed. You can't walk out twice that way.
BJ. Thank you, BJ. And
so
BJ and I don't always agree, but thank you, BJ. It's like
you have an issue with Mercedes walking out
when things don't go my way. Come on, bro.
Switch the person. So were Mercedes and Trinity wrong?
Mercedes and Trinity were being completely disrespected in the storyline. It was embarrassing. CM Punk. Okay. See, now you're putting me in a really uncomfortable spot, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because the last thing I want to do is be a Triple H apologist, okay? But what I will say is this. CM Punk was scheduled to face Triple H and win at WrestleMania 30. That's not that bad.
Was he going to win?
Well, that's the report. I mean, we've heard.
Or was I gonna talk to Dan one more time with National?
Conrad, that's speculation.
You can't trust him.
Conrad,
you can't trust him.
You heard the same reports I heard.
Bullshiggity is speculation. John Cena was supposed to beat CM Punk at that Money in the Bank show where he won the title. You know what John Cena did? He went in the back and told Vince, "Yo, put this dude over. Put him over. The frenzy's here. People are feeling it. Do it." Vince acquiesced. He agreed, right? Then Triple H told him that night, "Yeah, I guess I'm going over. I tried to talk to Vince, but he said no to me." Yeah, bro.
I heard Punk was going over, and I thought you heard the same thing.
Yeah, he said that. That doesn't mean that's going to happen the day of. I'm sure they tell everybody, "You're going over, pal. I can't wait. You're going to beat the Honky Tonk Man at WrestleMania," until Honky Tonk Man says no.
All I'm saying is that I think the Mercedes Moné, and by the way, if Mercedes ever came back to WWE or Trinity ever went back to WWE, I'd call them hypocrites too. Period. And right, even more so, and I love them, but like if they came back to WWE the way they were treated, shoot.
And that's another thing that might happen. They're saying Mercedes. Some people were saying Mercedes has been back in talks.
Yeah, well,
they're on her.
I love her, but like at the end of the day, if she goes back to the E, like that would be really.
But Sean, what if her problem was with Vince and Johnny Ace? It seemed like those were the two main culprits for them.
Yeah, but Vince is still in the. We can get into this all night. Vince is still in the mix. Let's not fool ourselves.
Yeah, but he's been selling a lot of stock. Like, bro, he's selling power. Like, think about it. That's how I view it. Incorporate. Like, he's giving away power, and I don't think it's by his choice either.
Okay, well, if Vince is really gone, that does change the dynamic. I just have my doubts.
Right, and I think people should be worried if that's what's going to happen. Here he goes. Triple H was 100% going over that night.
I appreciate you, my G, but me and Conrad backed me up. The reports were that CM Punk was going to win.
They told him that. That was the night they were presenting it to him that he was going to win. And he was just like, yeah, right. He didn't trust it. I get it, bro. I wouldn't either. BJ says totally different. I agree. It is different to a degree, but you got to feel for Punk's annoyance in it. He said it a billion times. Yeah, you can go get surgery, pal. Good luck healing up. And then he said, I wake up like out of anesthesia. I need you back in June, bud. He was like, my leg. Get back here. And Vince has always done that to talent. It's not just a Punk thing. But Punk was trying to be Mr. Harley Race. Like, okay, I'm going to do what he says. I'm going to make the towns. There's no way he can deny me if I do everything that he wants. No, they're using you. They're using you. That's what it is. With Monet signs with WWE. I just brought that up.
I said if Monet resigns, then I would call her a hypocrite too.
Card subject to change, brother. Oh man,
McKinney.
Hey Sid, sorry dude, the strapation's gonna get to you tonight, man.
No,
but it's gonna be great.
Biggie, now that is something new for me. That's something new for me.
No, this is fact.
I did not
Booker T
know.
was gonna win. Do you want to know why? I can tell you why it got changed.
I would love for you to tell me why.
Booker T was gonna go over until they signed. Who showed up the next night?
Scott Steiner? No.
Against The Rock.
Hogan?
Jackhammer.
Goldberg.
Dad, listen to me. He needs a strong heel to put him over. Shut up. Oh, I hate. Yo, don't get me started on the booking and the politics of that stuff. 02 to 03 is awful because of this.
Right.
Awful. You couldn't put Rob Van Dam over. You couldn't put Kane over. You couldn't have put Booker T over. They weren't good enough, huh? It had to be Goldberg, and then you beat them right back again.
Right.
Don't. That's why I don't blame anyone who says they didn't trust Triple H in that situation either.
I don't trust Triple H either. I'm just saying, at the end of the day, like CM Punk, like that basically was CM Punk saying, you know what, you're lying to me, like because, and you know what, that's not beyond the realm of possibility because Triple H has had a habit of, oh boy.
And Sean, that's what I'm saying. Frame the whole CM Punk argument. You lost to Taker. You lost to Brock. He lost to The Rock. He put Rock over twice. What do you want me to do, bro? By the way, shout out to Ryback, who's a liar, and he didn't retire, even though he said, I meant if he returned to AEW. Mm-hmm. Stop giving this man press. Stop giving him time.
Yo, big shout out to PWS. He says, Hub, if you don't know me by now, after reports, my brother, I don't do their sheets. Remember those accurate reports. That's true. Look, at the end of the day, though, for me, I would bet that CM Punk was going to win that. If I were a betting man, call me foolish, but I would bet that CM Punk was going to win that match at 30. It's 50-50. I mean, is it beyond the realm of possibility that Triple H lied? No, there's no way that it's 100% fact that he could have been lying. I agree.
There's no way when he said I couldn't get the match changed that I would believe him.
I agree with you.
When he came up to you and said that, but you changed it for John Cena. So your top guy and your son-in-law are in the same room and you're going to listen to your top guy, not your son-in-law.
I agree with you.
I find it hard to believe. I'm just saying. Right. So Cody Rhodes has an announcement tonight. He's 100% going to SmackDown.
Oh, my God.
Jason, welcome, man. Yeah, we got into a lot on this. Vince is selling to get money and make himself another company. Good luck with that. I ain't watching. I'm not going to lie. First hour of Raw is commercial free tonight. Deanna says, LOL. I don't know how much time I have. I missed CM Punk's whole era in WWE, so I don't know his history. Why do so many wrestlers have bad things to say about him? CM Punk, in my opinion, Jason, there's a love-hate relationship with CM Punk. You're either going to love him or you're going to hate him. Seth Rollins, he just went out on a live event show, and he was talking smack about him. I think this is why I believe this is all storyline. But I just think that you either like Punk or you don't. Punk speaks his mind, no matter what. When he stood up for those workers, Hangman Page had the right. When he stood up for Mercedes and Trinity for walking out, Hangman Page said something about that. And I was like, that's kind of a jerk thing to do, but no one else saw it that way. Punk will speak his mind. And to a fault sometimes, too. Punk has said some stuff where I'm like, you're putting your foot in your mouth. Look at this. He had to go back to WWE. This is not a good look. It's not a good look for him.
My synopsis of CM Punk would be, to answer Jason's question, I would say, CM Punk is an ultra-talented, top 5 talent who has some strong opinions. Probably 75% I agree with, but he's somebody that needs to mature a little more. That's what I would say. That's my synopsis of CM Punk.
Pro Wrestling Shoot saying that problematic is a good word, BJ said. Pro Wrestling Shoot said he's a punk. Punk rock lifestyle is different than most as well. CM Punk did not live with his family growing up. Mm-hmm. People don't know that. He doesn't talk to his brother if you watch his DVD because his brother stole money from his backyard federation. I get it. Like the dude doesn't trust people either. It's tough though in this egoing in about Hangman. Let's take it easy. I've
already addressed that. I'm not addressing it again.
Listen, the dude is going to do what he's going to do. Fear for your life, whatever you're going to say. But that's what they're going That's what they're here to do. They're here to tear down AEW and show you made a mistake. You threw out money, and I'm going to take that money.
Either way, AEW's in big trouble. And facts, Jason, I like what you said. But, yo, AEW's in big trouble.
Ain't no Continental Classic going to save it this week, and I've been enjoying the tournament. But I think they need to sit down, Sean, and look at the structure of their company and figure out what they're doing and where they're going. Period.
Well, I would say this real fast, and I'm sure you'll talk about this a lot more at 10:05 on Wednesday night with Derek on your channel. I think that Swerve Strickland should definitely be in line to become the new world champion, or at least the TNT champion. I think that them signing or re-signing MJF is imperative at this point. It's almost paramount at this point. And I think that they need to kind of just continue doing what they're doing, but they can't afford to lose any more guys because it's getting pretty rough right now. Because CM Punk being the masked man was the only thing that was going to save them, in my opinion.
MJF leaving could be the final nail in the coffin. They need to get their stuff in order. Ricky Starks might be leaving. QT Marshall leaving. This doesn't look good. It's like rats getting off a sinking ship. How do you get people back?
I got an answer for BJ. It's a funny one, too. Check out BJ's comment. By the way, QT resigning because he said AEW was headed a different direction. Yeah, it's called Chapter 11. They're in trouble. They're in big trouble.
All right, let's go to your corner. That's enough from you and E and the jokes tonight. All right,
they're in big trouble. I hope AEW gets it together because they're in big trouble.
Look at this. Raw, commercial free tonight. You got yourselves a tag team battle royal. Or is it gauntlet? I don't know what this is. I think it's a gauntlet. One team's in, then another team comes out afterwards. You got that tonight. The women's tag champs show up. It's going to be Tegan Nox and Natalya versus Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. Randy Orton is back on Monday Night Raw tonight. I hope he asks, where's Riddle?
And he started. By the way, he opens the show.
CM Punk will also be back on Raw tonight.
And
people are going to be interested.
And reports say CM Punk is closing the show.
Sean, best comment was Riddle's. Yeah, CM Punk's 0-2 in MMA, and they said I was the problem. Mm-hmm. Some dude under Vince McMahon's thoughts tweeted him back and said, yeah, but he's also undefeated in drug testing. You got the same record as his UFC record in drug tests. I shouldn't laugh at that, but don't throw stones, bro.
Yeah, I live in glass houses. Question for you, Conrad, in the chat: when do you predict will be CM Punk's first match? I say Royal Rumble.
I think it's going to be on a Raw. I don't think he's going to wait. I think he's going to wrestle on the first Raw of the year.
Okay.
Against Shinsuke Nakamura. Boom! You got a person and a date. I want this to work, Sean. I'm being 100% honest with you, and I get. Listen, being a CM Punk fan is tiring. It's also annoying. Because you got to defend this dude sometimes against people who are saying bullshiggity. I saw what E put. They're Mr. Christian AF until you make them mad. Then it's talk to my lawyers. Yeah, real tough. Turn the other cheek, Bucks. Come on, bro. Don't start that. That's that phony stuff. They say one thing and then they do the opposite. TK doesn't deserve a company for how he handled the Punk and Bucks, Jacksonville, Dixie. He better stop them announcements. I know that. I can't support a wrestler who is problematic. Jason, you won't support any wrestler if you think that people aren't problematic. They all will complain. They all have issues with things, and it's how you manage egos and talent. I don't care what level you're at. NWA even.
Can I give you a hot take? This is something that just popped into my brain about why I'm really mad right now. I think what I'm really mad about the most, CM Punk doesn't get his crap together a little bit, but overall, I'll give him a 75% as far as what kind of human being I think he is. I think he'll figure it out. I think he'll be fine because I think he has a good heart because of what he said about Trinity and Monet. I think he's a good person. I think at heart, he just needs to kind of mature a little bit. But the thing that makes me mad, WWE doesn't deserve this guy, and it's like I'm not stopping nothing easy. WWE doesn't deserve this guy, and it's like they luck up and now they get him, and it's like AEW is a team that has to suffer. Like, it's not even fair now. Like, WWE is just winning. And it's like, what the heck is going on? Why are they winning, bro? Like, they're just winning.
Sean, they said that Punk was number one. This is what I'm talking about. Tony Khan bookmarked his own stuff. He's our draw. He's the biggest this. He's the biggest that. And then you were like, let's put him in the first match. Why are you fighting with people? Why are you upset with me? I'm sorry I didn't do anything when I should have with the Bucks and them. I'm sorry. Why did you get into that fight? Like, bro, why were they in my locker room? And I got issues with, you know what I mean? Like, just things weren't handled properly, and now he's gone. And he said, I feared for my life. And I think that's what could have made him mad too. You feared for your life when I was around. You're going to say that, and it might be a lawyer tactic. I've heard people tell me that's what it is. That's crazy. That's crazy to me. So once again, I'm going to end this on the same quote with TK that I've been saying on our show, on the Dynamite review, Sean. Tony Khan made his bed, and he has to lay in it. Get down or lay down, because that's what it's going to be, bro. He made that choice, right?
Yep.
I am releasing CM Punk. He publicly fired him and embarrassed him. So he's like, okay, well, I'm going to embarrass you in a different way. So that's where we're at with this whole thing.
I really hope it works out, bro.
Me too, because I think wrestling is better with two top competitors. The wrestlers will make more money if there's two people bidding for them. Yeah, bid for me.
I've never said anything other than wrestling's better with CM Punk. I just hope, brother, I hope it works out this time.
I'm not talking about CM Punk. I'm talking about WWE and AEW right now. You need both those companies. Would WWE hire CM Punk back if there was no AEW?
Probably not.
Probably not. Why? What's the big deal? Why do you want him around or no? Maybe if they wanted money, it just makes you wonder. Wrestling's better with multiple companies.
What a time to be alive.
What a time. Thank you guys for joining us. We're going to be out. This is an interesting topic. I'm sure we'll be into this for a few weeks. Who knows what these main event shows are leading to? Who knows where this stuff is going? Some people believe it's Seth and Punk at Mania. Maybe. I don't know. We got to wait and see what happens with all of this. But only time will tell. For myself, my tag team partner, Sean Hubbard of Hubbard Wrestling Weekly, this is episode 65 of Clash of the Podcast. Thank you all for joining us, and we are out. And Sean, close us out with your famous line.
Always remember, be encouraged. Evil never prevails. We'll talk to you next time.